Welcome to I Learned a Thing in the Bathroom from Dollar Shave Club, where we explain something very complicated in mere minutes to occupy your brain while you shave. In this edition, we'll be discussing the secret origins of sea monsters, as explained by someone who sounds smart because he's British.
Let's start things off nicely by talking about mermaids. Mermaid legends go back at least as far as Assyria in 1000 BC, with the legend of the goddess Atargatis, who accidentally killed her human lover and, as penance, took the form of a fish, only to find that she was so beautiful that the water couldn't conceal her beauty.
I love stories with relatable problems.
In the end, she opted for being half fish, half sexy woman, and that's generally been the version everyone knows since. Weirdly, it's believed that the basis for such tales was probably from half-glimpsed sightings of manatees by sailors, which probably gives you some idea of just how desperately horny sailors would get on long voyages.
Aye, aye, aye.
Quickly moving on, the Leviathan. This is generally depicted as a sort of giant sea serpent, and legends of it go back at least as far as the Canaanites, a people who lived in the ancient Near East in the late 2nd millennium BC, towards the end of the Bronze Age.
And for people who don't speak fluent nerd?
Bunch of dudes who lived around the Middle East about 3,500 years ago.
Got it.
The Canaanite legend of the serpent Lotan was the basis for tales of the Leviathan in the Hebrew Bible, where it shows up a grand total of 6 times.
But why are there legends about a monster sea serpent at all?
Because the ocean is scary. When people went out to sea and didn't come back, monsters did it was as good a theory as any. That's why we think of old, tattered brown treasure maps having "Here be dragons" written on them, to warn sailors that, hey, we have no idea what's in this part of the sea, but it's wrecking ships, so be careful. Except, of course, that this never really happened. Only 2 items have ever been discovered with "Here be dragons" written on them. One was a tiny copper globe, and the other was a map carved onto an ostrich egg, both from the early 1500s. But anyway, the idea of serpent legends being a shorthand for warnings about dangerous seas is still true.
Okay, enough messing around. Tell me about the Kraken.
Despite being mostly associated these days with Greek mythology, thanks to Clash of the Titans, or the Caribbean, thanks to the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, the Kraken is originally a part of Scandinavian mythology. It's most commonly depicted as a giant ship-sinking squid or octopus, although the first legends about the beast described it as being shaped more like a big swimming crab. In terms of its origins, the obvious conclusion to make is that some sailors caught a glimpse of a giant squid, which are real and can grow to 43 feet long, and, well, everyone knows that fishermen like to exaggerate.
But wait, weren't they big crabs to start with? Not squid?
Ah, yes. Well, the Kraken was thought to lurk in the seas around Iceland and Greenland. These waters have a lot of weird undersea volcanic activity, and any old-timey sailor suddenly encountering patches of violently bubbling water or bizarre shifts in currents might well assume that there was some kind of monster down there. And, well, crabs are kind of freaky, I guess?
Right, because undersea volcanoes just aren't frightening enough.
Tune in next time for more I Learned a Thing in the Bathroom. And in the meantime, head to dollarshaveclub.com for more podcasts and a big old pile of grooming products.